Hello, in this video, we will be covering how to create a mass load spreadsheet for non-contract compensations, then uploading it into the redesign. First thing you want to do is go to the report menu and choose Report Manager. In your Report Manager, you want the SSDT, non-contract compensation mass load extract. Click on the download button and then click Generate Report. This is going to pull every non-contract in your system. So you will probably have some cleanup to do with the data because there are very likely going to be people that you don't need in there. I'm going to open up one that I already have set up for our example today. You would want to come in here and let's say this first person, Lewis Clayton, he's no longer there. We don't need him. We're going to delete him off. You'd want to go through, add any start and stop dates that you need, or remove them as you need. Change the amount, change the hours. The nice thing with this is the system is going to put all of the headers that you need for this mass load in here. So let's say for Pete Kerr, he got a raise, he's getting $100 an hour, or $100 a day, I'm sorry. You can come in here and make all those changes, change their hours in a day, add a description, add a label, any of that good stuff. You can come in here and do that. One important thing you're going to want to do is update the code field. So for all of these people, I'm just going to type in a numeric and letter value. Doesn't matter what you type in as long as it's numbers and letters, and you can use hyphens as well. You just can't use the same code on the same person on the same position. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to update this for everybody. And why this code is important is this is the field that acts as the primary key for when you're uploading into the redesign. So that's very important because it's going to identify where it should go, in addition with the employee number. So I have my spreadsheet ready. You know, I've reviewed it. I've updated all the information. I'm 100% sure everything's right. So I'm gonna make sure to save it. I'm going to close out of it. I'm going to go back to the redesign. Under utilities, you will go to mass load. Depending on your roles and permissions in the system, you may or may not have access to this. Your treasurer may have to do this for you. On importable entities, we're going to select compensation. And we're going to choose file. I'm going to select my file. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to click load. And that's going to fail out because I loaded that as a XLS. So 0 records loaded. I have 1,440 errors. So this is a very important thing. While you can work on this in XLS format, when you save this, you will want to save this as a CSV. Otherwise, you'll get that same error where it has the wrong format. So it's a very important thing to remember. So we're going to choose CSV. You find the right CSV. And once we get that, we'll go ahead and we'll click save. Then we'll try and upload this again. So then, now that I have the right CSV, you're going to want to save that as comma delimited. Like I have on my screen here. Let's save. You're going to get a warning that some features might be lost. Just click yes, close out of this. We just saved it, so we don't want to make any additional changes. We're going to come back here. We're going to choose our CSV file this time instead of choosing the XLS. We're going to click load. It's going to take a minute. The screen's going to hopefully refresh here in a second, and we're going to see records loaded and not a bunch of errors. Depending on the number of records that you are loading, right now I'm loading 1,440. It's probably a fair bit more than you may have, or you may have that many. It's going to take some time. It's a lot of information. And what the system is doing, it's taking that spreadsheet and the fields on that spreadsheet, and it's creating those compensation records in the system. So that will take a minute. As you can see here, we have quite a few records loaded. We have 5 errors. you're going to get an error report that's going to show up as USPS loader. And we're going to be able to come into this error report, go all the way to the last field. And this is where the error message is going to show on each line for each person. And so what we're getting here is position number is not valid. What this likely is, that spreadsheet loader will pull archive positions. So very likely for these 5 people, their position 1 is archived and is no longer being used. And I made a mistake and missed deleting them off the spreadsheet. So the system caught it for me and said, hey, this position number, it's no longer valid, it's archived, you can't use it. So if that's an error, I could go into the system, unarchive it, and then if I only had 5, I would create these manually rather than trying to do a mass load spreadsheet. When you only have a couple like that, I would take the time to just manually set them up. So you'll want to review your error log, especially if you have any errors, and you will always want to go to the very last field. The error message is included there. So at this point, I have my records loaded. I'm happy with that. These 5 I can take care of individually. Or if I wanted to, I could go and fix them in the system and then upload a spreadsheet with only those 5 on it. That's also an option. It's completely up to you on that. So hopefully this helps with your mass load. If you have any questions, please contact fstaffr@OME-RESA.net and we will be glad to assist you. Thank you and have a good day.